Greetings, artists! Today we're going to talk about art supplies for painting 1 and 2. You'll need a drawing board. You can buy a board or use a scrap piece of wood that you've sanded down, cardboard that you've painted with acrylic paint to keep it waterproof. You'll also need painter's tape. We use painter's tape to paint down the edges of our paper to the drawing board. That'll keep the paper from buckling while you're painting. Next, we'll need watercolor paper. Watercolor paper comes in assortments of sizes, weights, colors. You can either get a pad or a block. I'm showing you a block now, and it's glued on 2 sides, and that keeps the paper from warping. You will need to purchase at least 140-pound watercolor paper. Your paper does not have to be cotton. The Strathmore pad is 90-pound paper, but that's the only brand of 90-pound paper that I would recommend, and it goes for about $4. You'll also need a sketchbook. I recommend the mixed media sketchbook because you can paint and draw in it. You'll need to pick up a pack of copy paper. A quire will do. You do not need a ream. We'll use that for thumbnail sketches and warm-ups. You'll also need to pick up fine liners or micron pens, black pens, something that's waterproof and comes in various nib sizes. You'll need colored pencils. You'll use these for your paintings. They don't smudge the way that graphite does when you paint over it. And they also layer well over watercolors. You need a pack of alcohol ink-based markers. And get 12 or more, depending on your budget. Blick is a great resource. We need glue and cups or jars. I use empty yogurt cups. You can use jelly jars, just something to clean your brushes. You also need an 18-inch ruler. It'll make breaking down paper easier. You want to make sure it's cork backed. Next on the list is graded graphite. You'll want to range from like a HB or a 2H at the hardest, all the way up to an 8B. You'll also need regular old number 2 pencils, and those for sketching. You'll need a white plastic eraser and a kneaded eraser. All of these supplies can be found at Michael's or your local arts and crafts store. You'll need an assortment of brushes. I would recommend a 5 or 7 pack. You'll need to buy a palette of paint or tubes of paint. Keep in mind, if you buy tubes of paint, you will have to buy a separate palette and fill the empty pans with the tubes of paint. You'll need paper towels. You can either buy a roll or just use the ones you use at home. I use the ones after I wash my hands. I just save the paper towels and use them for my paintings. If you want to splurge, you can go with water brushes. Some paint palettes come with water brushes. You can try out watercolor pencils. None of these items are required. Watercolor markers, it's up to you and your budget. And a portfolio. We'll be making portfolios once we have in-person instruction, but if you'd like a nice presentation case for your items, you can buy a portfolio. Masking fluid or watercolor mediums are also other options. If you have specific questions about supplies, just let me know. You do not have to use any of the brands shown in the video.